Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. I hope you enjoyed our little tangent into the MCU. Maybe we'll do that again sometime. Maybe we'll see. We'll see about that. But today, I am bringing you a double dipski of pro wrestling predictions. As tonight, that's right, tonight, 8 o'clock, we have Impact Wrestling Overdrive, along with SmackDown and Rampage. I'm not going to be predicting that. Although, if you guys really want me to, I could maybe give some reviews for some of the weekly stuff. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. Because I'd be down. Although I'd have to take some notes. So, that could be fun. And then tomorrow, we have AEW for Gear in Newark, New Jersey. Sadly, I will not be in attendance, but I will be watching pretty much right here. So let's get into the predictions and let's do this. So again, first up, we got Impact Wrestling Overdrive, which goes down tonight. And it comes to us from Louisville, Kentucky. So I hope you guys enjoy that show. Pretty stacked card, if you ask me. So let's get into it. We got one match on the pre-show, and it's a number one contenders match for a future Impact Wrestling Tag Team title shot. As we have members of the Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, taking on current New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. As much as I like Sabin and Shelley, and they were pretty much first in line to get a tag title shot against Rhino and Heath, we'll talk about them in a few minutes. I think Bullet Club deserves a shot. Like, it's been a while since Bay and Austin got a real push up the card. So I think they're going to get the win here, and who knows, maybe they'll win the tag titles. Both already have a X Division title run, so that's fun. Alright, next match, we have a six-way match, which I believe is one fall to a finish instead of multiple falls. We have Kenny King, formerly of Honor No More. Honor No More has been disbanded. We have Yuya Yumahiro on loan from New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is a former young boy trainee getting an excursion out in the U.S. Rich Swann, former Impact World Champion, former everything champion, besides the tag team championships, which is a shame. Former X Division champion Mike Bailey, who got screwed out of the X Division tournament. We'll get to that in a little bit by Kenny King, so we got a storyline there. Jason Hoek, who is it Tough Enough, or it's one of those, win and you're in game show type things, and he's been decent for the roster. He's a good hand. And Bhupinder Gujjar, who has been feuding nonstop with Brian Myers over the Digital Media Championship. And I think, this is obviously going to be a little X Division style. I think Gujjar gets this win here. Like, as much as I like a lot of these talents here, I think Gujjar gets the win. Next up, we have the career-threatening match, their last rodeo. Mickie James putting her career on the line if she loses against Taylor Wilde in a first-time ever matchup. I believe Wilde and James shared a locker room back in 2012, maybe, like right before the Hogan era started, in which then she kind of went into a retirement, which is a little sad, but I don't think Mickey James loses this match. She is going to go on a roll, and we'll see her back up on top. Next up, we have a tables match, as we have Bully Ray taking on Moose. Moose has been on a little bit of a losing streak as of late. Bully Ray did win a battle royal to get a shot at whatever title he wants whenever he wants. It's sort of Money in the Bank, but it's like a trophy. So I think Bully Ray gets the win here. This is his match, and I don't think he's losing. Sorry, Moose. Next up, we have the Knockouts Tag Team Title match. As the Death Dolls, Jessica and Taya Valkyrie, or we could be getting a Freebird where Rosemary's in, and they are taking on former tag team champions Savannah Evans and Tasha Steele. Death Dolls pretty much just got these titles not too long ago, and I think they're going to pick up a victory here. Next up, in a last Knockouts standing match for the Knockouts title, we have Jordani Grace taking on Masha Slamovich. Now, Slamovich, last time she challenged for the Knockouts title, she was unsuccessful at Bound for Glory. She returned a couple weeks ago, taking out Jordani Grace after a match, which set up this match. This is a tough one to call, because I really like both champion and challenger. The champion has been pretty dominant. Challenger has kind of been MIA recently until her recent comeback. So I think I'm going Jordani Grace for the victory. Next up, Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles are on the line, as Heath and Rhino, who beat Taven and Bennett, who are now in AEW, take on the major players Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. Now, Myers, of course, was the last digital media champion, but he has since lost to Joe Hendry, of all people, which, I mean, come on, that's awesome. And now major players are looking at tag team gold. Much like the Death Dolls, Heath and Rhino have just won these tag straps. So I am going to give it to Heath and Rhino. Next up, we have the tournament finals to crown a new X Division champion. We'll get to that. This title was vacated by Kazarian, who won it at Bound for Glory, for a shot at Josh Alexander in the world title, aka Option C. I'll explain that in the next match. So this tournament included guys like PJ Black, the former Justin Gabriel, Laredo Kid, who get well soon, Yuya Umaira, Alan Angels. That's right, 5 is an Impact. Trey Miguel, Kenny King, and Mike Bailey. Now this is the finals, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. As much as I love Trey Miguel, he was an awesome X Division champion. I think it's time to crown Black Taurus. Taurus actually, a couple months ago, he's more of a AAA guy, and he lost his Latin American Championship in a multi-person match. So I think it's time to title him up again. And now, our main event of the evening. For the Impact Wrestling World title, you have the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, taking on, you guessed it, Frank E. Kazarian. Now, Kaz has been on loan by AEW, so he's been up in here, doing some good things with a lot of good people, including that amazing match with Mike Bailey at Bound for Glory. And like I said, the week after Bound for Glory, he issues Option C, in which you can trade in the X Division title for a world title shot. First guy to ever do that was Austin Aries, I believe, when he was parading around as Suicide / Manic / whatever you want to call that dude. Chris Sabin did it, and actually Josh Alexander did it to get the world title off of Christian Cage. He then got screwed by Moose, and now he's world champ again. And has been having a really good run. I like both these guys. I have respect for both of these guys. But I'm going to say winner and still Impact World Champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Now, like I said earlier in the Bully Ray match, he has the Call Your Shot trophy, in which you could get a shot at whatever title you want. This was used to... I believe the first one was won by... Moose won one, I know that. And then Rhino won the second one, in which he was gonna cash in on the tag titles, but then Heath got hurt. And, well, it comes around full circle. Now Bully Ray has it. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, you can't trust this dude, he's gonna do the thing. I don't think he cashes in tonight. However, I do believe he is gonna call a shot for No Surrender. I believe that's gonna be the No Surrender main event. And that should be a fun one. Alright, that's it for Overdrive. Next up, we have Full Gear, which takes place tomorrow, Saturday, also at 8 o'clock. You can find it on regular pay-per-view, Bleacher Report, whatever you want. And it takes place in Newark, New Jersey. Kind of near my home, but yeah, I don't want to go to New Jersey. Anyway, we have got some interesting matches coming along. So far, first match on our pre-show. I don't think it'll be the only one. Something will get added. It is the semifinals for the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament. An annual tournament AEW holds about this time every year. Has some interesting matches, and then the winner goes on to... I want to say it's Winter is coming for a world title shot. Now, there was a match that was scheduled, I believe it was last Friday, Starks versus Archer, but apparently Ricky Starks got really hurt. So that match was called off. That match will go down later on tonight on Rampage. More than likely, Ricky Starks is winning that match. So the match set up for this pre-show, the buy-in, whatever you want to call it, it's more than likely going to be Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage. Brian Cage just came back to TV, although he has been losing a hell of a lot, which is a shame, because he's really, really good. And I do believe this losing streak continues, as Ricky Starks will get his tournament finals win and go on to face Ethan Page. I believe it's going to be on Dynamite this coming week, so that should be a fun one. The finals were actually set for this show, but due to that injury, it's not going to happen. So, a little sad about that, but it's understandable. Next up, we got a three-way match for the TNT Championship, as Wardlow takes on a Ring of Honor television champion Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Willie Hobbs. These men have been slapping meat together all the time. This is going to be the hoss battle of all hoss battles. And as much as I love Wardlow, and I want to see his reign continue, it's kind of been a boring reign. So I think I'm going to say winner and new TNT champion, Powerhouse Hobbs. I think Hobbs is going to get a bit of a push, and hopefully it'll refresh the TNT title a little bit, because it's gotten a little less prestigious since, this whole Cody Sammy Guevara mess. Anyway, next up we got the AEW Trios title on the line as Death Triangle. That's Rey Fenix, Pac, Penta El Zero Miedo, as they take on the returning Elite. That's right, the original Trios Tag Team Champions are back, baby. Omega and the Bucks. And boy, oh boy, this is probably going to be match of the night. I can't wait for this. Kenny Bucks and the Bucks have been away since All Out due to the fallout from a brawl that happened between them and CM Punk and Ace Steel after, Punk did his media scrum promo, pretty much shot down everyone in the company. And, they're back now. And they're looking for the titles they never lost. And as much as I would like to see the Bucks and Omega win this one, I don't think it's necessary, because I think I would like to establish Death Triangle as a bit more of have a decent run with the trios belts. Next up, we have a steel cage match. Former partners colliding, as you have Luchasaurus, who has been taken under the influence of Christian Cage, taking on Jungle Boy Jack Perry. And boy, oh boy, I'm excited for this one, because AEW steel cage matches always deliver. It's usually going to be a lot of fun. Probably going to steal the show. Let's be honest. I don't think there's any way Jungle Boy loses here. Even with probably Christian Cage at ringside. There's going to be some crazy going on here. And of course, with AEW, there's no escape rule from cage matches, so you gotta win by pinfall or submission. So, I think Jungle Boy gets the win. Next up, we got a tag team match player, as we have Sting and Darby Allin taking on Jay Lethal and the AEW debut of It's My World, Double J Jeff Jarrett. And yes, I'm probably the only one really hyped for this. Last time we saw Double J, he actually teamed with Jay Lethal against Andrade El Idolo and Ric Flair in his last match. We'll see about that. And I think this is going to be the real start to the breakup of Sting and Darby Allin. So I think Jarrett and Lethal are going to get the win here. I think Lethal's going to get the pin. And then Sting and Darby Allin are going to start their breakup, which is a shame. But, Darby has kind of lost his way with Sting as a mentor. So maybe he kicks him to the curb. We'll see. Next match. A match I don't think any single one of us saw coming, really. As we have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on the debuting Saraya. Now, if you don't know who Saraya is, it's Paige. That's right, Paige, after, 5 years now? Suffering a neck injury, being kind of jerked around by WWE, is now being cleared, and she's at least healthy enough to go in the ring. Like I said, it's been a while since she's actually competed. So hopefully there's very, very little ring rust, although there's probably going to be some ring rust. I think I'm going to go against the grain here, and I think Dr. Britt Baker wins. Now, here's what I'm going to say here. Paige winning here, Saraya winning here, really doesn't do anything narratively wise. Would it be a good moment? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Britt Baker wins here. We got more of a story, and we could have a redemption storyline being built up for a future match. Maybe even for the women's title. Think about it. So, yeah, here Dr. Britt Baker is going to get the win. Next up, we have the TBS Championship match. I said it's going to be a bit of a hoss fight in of itself, as Jade Cargill, the champion, takes on Nyla Rose, who has been parading around with the champion, calling herself the champion. It's pretty much been going on Dark and Elevation, which, I don't know, that's a little bit sad, but ultimately Nyla Rose took the TBS championship, claims herself the champion. She's even defended it a couple of times, so that's interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a hoss fight. I think this might be going to be Jade Cargill's best match. There's no way Nyla Rose is winning. I'm sorry, Nyla. I like you. You're a heck of a competitor. I'm going Jade Cargill. Next up, we have the Ring of Honor World title on the line, as Chris Jericho defends not only against Bryan Danielson, not only against Claudio Castagnoli, but also Sammy Guevara. This match has the potential to be a absolute banger. As much as I would like to see Danielson and Claudio get the win, and there's also been some tension between Guevara and Jericho, because Jericho just wants Guevara to lay down and eat the pin so he can defend it. No doubt that spot is going to happen. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. But then Sammy's going to kick out, or, Danielson and Claudio are going to break it up. Oh, also, Danielson and Claudio have kind of been at each other's throats. So, maybe it's kind of a double breakup we're going to be seeing. Jericho Appreciation Society may break up. Blackpool Combat Club may break up. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. But I think overall winner and still Ring of Honor champion Chris Jericho, the Ocho. Here is going to be my underrated match of the evening, and it's for the interim Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa has been out for a little while, I believe since before All Out, or maybe a little after All Out. Toni Storm currently holds the interim belt, and she is being challenged by Jamie Hayter, who is Dr. Britt Baker's heavy. Oh boy, there's two ways we can go about doing this. Toni Storm wins. She goes on to whenever Thunder Rosa comes back, champion versus champion match. Then maybe we see Britt Baker get involved but accidentally cost Hayter, and then they feud. Or we could have Jamie Hayter win despite Dr. Britt Baker's interference. And she tries to cost Hayter the title because she feels like she's more deserving. We get a feud there, and then Toni Storm. And then maybe we do Storm versus Saraya or something. I don't know. Overall, I think we're going to go for the latter. I think we're going to have Toni Storm retain. As much as I would like to see Jamie Hayter as champion, maybe not quite yet. It's close. She is very popular. She is very loved by the fans. I don't think it's quite time yet. All right, next up for the AEW Tag Team Championships, as the Acclaimed Anthony Bowens and Max Caster take on Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. This is their third in their trilogy. First time was at All Out. Keith Lee and Swerve won. Then there was, not Beast Brawl. What was it called? Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe, in which the Acclaimed won the titles. And after a bit of interference in a match between Swerve in Our Glory and FTR, Swerve in Our Glory got a sneaky win. So we have this match on the books. The Acclaimed are literally one of the most popular acts AEW has right now. And I don't think it would be a good idea to dethrone them as champions yet. So I'm going to go The Acclaimed have arrived. And finally, our main event of the weekend. We have Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Heavyweight title against the devil himself, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. MJF came back in the casino ladder match, in which he won with a whole lot of help from the firm. The casino chip, night after he calls his shot, All Out, is the title match. He has since broken away from the firm, which is an interesting little twist. We'll see what happens there. No doubt they're going to get involved, but I think the ultimate thing that will, break this up, I think William Regal, who is the Blackpool Combat Club's manager, is going to ultimately turn on Jon Moxley. I think he's going to give his brass knucks to MJF, distract the ref, boom, big hit, 1, 2, 3, winner, and new AEW World Champion, MJF. And, I'd be thrilled with that. As much as I really do like Jon Moxley, it's MJF's time. Time to crown the uncrowned champion. Alright, and that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what match from either show you're really looking forward to. Let me know which show you're gonna watch. And, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. And I shall see you next time. I will try to get this review up on Monday, but we'll see. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.